at each one of those verticals, we're partnering with leading companies. Waymo, for example, in passenger vehicles, Neuro and Serve, amongst others, in delivery, and then in trucking, of course, Aurora, with which we have a strategic investment as well. So we absolutely believe that autonomous is going to be a part of the future, and we are working to expose our leading marketplace to autonomous technology as it develops in a safe, efficient manner.
Tesla investor and stock expert Gary Black just revealed something that could send Tesla stock to unbelievable heights. If you're a Tesla investor, then this is one update you definitely do not want to miss. Future funds manager Gary Black has raised the prospect of Tesla buying Uber to get into autonomous ride-hailing. According to him, this will give Tesla access to all the data from Uber's 137 million consumers who take millions of trips per day. Now, this will, no doubt, be a big move for Tesla considering the previous buzz caused by Elon Musk's purchase of Twitter, now X. However, there are multiple reasons why this will be a good thing for Tesla, and we'll take you through all of that in this video. We will explore how Gary Black expects Tesla to go about this acquisition in order for it to be successful. So without any delay, let's get started.
Paul, let me get your take on, at least on the ride-hailing side, because we have seen, Uber start to benefit, on the one hand from the return to office. We have seen corporate travel as well as leisurely travel also picking up, that benefiting Uber as well. But they've also had to spend a lot to bring drivers back. So if you think about the trajectory of this company on the ride-hailing side since the pandemic began, are we at the peak?
I don't think we're at the peak. We'll see what happens next year. However, the thing that I worry about the most is, do we have a recession in the United States next year, or even abroad, and even abroad? And my view is we will have a recession, yes, but it'll be rather short and shallow. So Uber and other companies will be able to not skate through it. They'll be impacted negatively, but be able to survive it. So I don't think we're near the peak on the ride share. And one of the things I like about this model, particularly vis-a-vis Lyft, which is a horrible company, the gang that can't shoot straight, horribly managed, at least to this point, and that is actually a benefit for Uber, is that they're diversified, right? With the transport business, which I see very potentially interesting over time, and also the delivery, which I'm kind of mixed on. But I could see out of the three pieces of the puzzle, transport could be quite interesting and a nice accelerant in the future.
Tesla's position as a leading automaker sets it in a position to take more investment opportunities and add more to its revenue. The automaker has been making significant achievements in the automotive industry, majorly through its innovations and partnerships with other companies. Although this suggestion by Gary Black may attract lots of criticism, it could be the money printing opportunity that Tesla needs to actually take over the entire auto industry. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Tesla Tomorrow. The rationale behind Gary Black's suggestion is quite simple, and this is it. If autonomous driving is indeed the future, then Tesla would either need to build its own network of autonomous ride-hailing cars or build upon an existing framework. Now, for those who do not know, Tesla has plans to start some sort of autonomous ride-hailing service sometime in the future, particularly using its robotaxi fleets. In April 2022, at the inauguration of Tesla's new factory in Austin, Texas, Tesla's CEO Elon Musk made headlines by announcing that the company would begin working on a dedicated robotaxi vehicle that would look futuristic. Tesla has long talked about having the ability to turn its customers' cars into driverless vehicles that could be used as robotaxis, providing consumers with by far the lowest cost per mile that they've ever experienced. Now here's the thing. According to Musk, users will have the option of owning a car and just using it occasionally when needed, meaning that they can either add or subtract it from the robotaxi fleet, consequently making the robotaxi platform an hybrid of Airbnb and Uber. But Gary Black has a more interesting idea, and we'll dive into it in just a moment. But before we start, if you like this type of content, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay up to date on everything happening with Tesla. For Tesla to truly achieve its goal of having an autonomous ride-hailing platform, it has to either create one from scratch or just buy an existing company that is already in the business. Let's explore both options. If Tesla decides to start an autonomous ride-hailing platform from scratch, not only will this take a lot of time, but it would also be expensive for Tesla. Under Musk's ride-hailing plan, drivers wouldn't have to keep their hands on the wheel or worry about applying brakes, meaning that the vehicles would not require any human intervention. Owners would be able to use an app to offer their cars as robotaxis, picking up customers and sharing vehicles when they're not in use. While such a service could consequently boost demand for Tesla vehicles, it could also take a lot of time to get things running. And this leaves us with the second option, which is, in a way, more feasible. Here, given Uber's global leadership, it is only logical for Tesla to build either an exclusive partnership with a ride-hailing giant or acquire it outright. As an added advantage, Tesla would gain access to Uber's 137 million customers, allowing the EV giant to train its FSD-focused neural network at a much faster rate by leveraging the 25 million trips that Uber's customers make each day. But of course, the fund manager's suggestion did not go down with some Tesla influencers, who pointed out a few reasons why this may be a bad idea. The first argument is that Uber is currently valued at $95 billion, and Tesla only has $23 billion in cash. The claim here is that Tesla doesn't need to spend $95 billion to successfully start its own ride-hailing network, and just as it was with Tesla's supercharger network, OEMs will line up to license FSD. The second argument is that, since Apple did not go on to buy Sony Group just because the latter had Walkman or BlackBerry because of its smartphone, why should Tesla buy Uber? Now this is what Gary Black had to say, and we think this is a very interesting comment. He said, as opposed to buying Uber, Tesla starting its own ride-hailing network and competing with Uber with 137 million customers would be, in his words, a truly horrible idea. He also expressed doubts about OEMs and Uber paying Tesla hundreds of millions in licensing fees for FSD. In response to Tesla's perceived lack of capital for the project, Gary Black noted that, to buy Uber, Tesla would use equity instead of cash. He also added that if Tesla goes into ride-hailing, then competing with Uber would be a huge cash drain for years. Overall, Black said he sees enormous potential revenue for Tesla if it adds its FSD hardware and software to all 6 million Ubers. We think that this would be incredibly huge for Tesla, and interestingly, it does not stop Tesla from continuing its plan to create an autonomous ride-hailing platform in the future. According to Elon Musk, current ride-hailing services such as Uber and Lyft that rely on human drivers cost $2 to $3 per mile. And so, he estimates that robotaxis will cost less than 18 cents per mile and would undercut the competition if there will be any at all. In addition to selling its line of electric cars and solar panels for homes, Tesla would get 25 to 30% of the fares from owners who share their cars in Tesla app-based ride service. Musk even estimates that robotaxi owners could make up to $30,000 per year in profit, depending on how much a vehicle is loaned out in the network. So if Tesla eventually produces the robotaxi, then the car company could make even more money in multiple ways. What are your thoughts on this thought? Do you think Tesla buying Uber will be a good idea? Let us know what you think in the comments section. For more exciting updates about Tesla, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. We have so much to share with you. See you there.